All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the session here about the physical activity, the secret of aging well and more comfortable dieting. Um, Here, I'd like to introduce Dr. Vincent Chen, who is the faculty member at the and in exercise science program at Georgian University. He's very active in researching, teaching, as well as serving. And it always amazes me that he create his presentation material from totally from scratch all the way. And I hope you enjoy his presentation. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box at the bottom. And then if time runs out, you can always email Dr. Vincent Chen at vchen@georgian.edu. Thank you, Dr. Vincent Chen. Please start your presentation.
Thank you, Sachiko. Hi, everybody. This is Vincent Chen. Today, we are going to talk about physical activity and how physical activity can promote healthy aging and also give you a chance to eat whatever you like. So let's look at it. And today I'm going to focus more on the science part. I know we have learned a lot about the spiritual part, but I feel since I'm a scientist, so I think I can explain this a little bit more in science part to help you understand the exercise part and how exercise helps your health. Okay, so I personally like to do research on people, especially aging, because my family has a history of diabetes. So it's very likely that my father will get it. And my uncles, either older or younger than my father, they all have diabetes already. My father is 70 years old, but because I know about this, so I'm a PhD in the human physiology. So I took really care of my father, and I study nutrition. So my father eats whatever he likes. He just need to know. I taught him how to eat and what kind of exercise he should do. So he's totally fine. His blood pressure is totally good. His heart rate, racing heart rate, everything is perfect, and he doesn't have diabetes. So I feel that is something that I like to share with everybody, and hopefully I can help a lot of people. Either you yourself, maybe you are aging. Everybody is aging, right? We'll get there. Or you have parents or older people in your family that you want to take care of. Okay, so first, let's talk about what's the cause of aging. So there are a lot of reasons why we age, right? And in today's lecture, I'm not going to talk about a lot of complicated theory. So today we are going to talk about some popular ones or some proven ones. So the first one is the DNA damage by reactive species. Okay, so what are they? What are the reactive species? Okay, so here is how it works, how our body works. So we have mitochondria in our cells, right? And it is where our body produces energy. So mitochondria has to use oxygen to produce energy. And when it produces the energy, then it also produces oxidants. Just think about if you burn something, you have ashes, right? So if you burn something inside your body, you also have the waste. So those are oxidants. And also, if you are living in somewhere that has lots of toxic materials or pollutants, or you smoke, that's the worst. You are going to smoke or breathe in a lot of free radicals. And what they do is that they go to your mitochondria, go to your DNA, and then they damage your DNA. So when your DNA get damaged, what happened? Because your DNA is where you use to produce or make the proteins inside your body to repair your body, right? To grow. If you are kids, you grow. If you get older, you are mature, then you use DNA to make new proteins, new hormones, a lot of new things, right? Okay, so when it is damaged, of course, you are not going to make as good cells as it should be, right? Just like if it is on our skin, we are not going to make as good skin as when we were kids, right? So the more DNA damage, the more tissue degradation, and also eventually it can cause disease. All right, so what do we do? What should we do with it? Because that's happening all the time. We don't know, right? So there must be some way to deal with this. Okay, so we know the major players here. So the I think that's the left side that you see on the screen. We have smoking, right? So what do you do with it? Just don't smoke, right? That's easy. In actually, there is a research that found that the number one preventable death, the number one preventable cause of death is smoking. That's the number one. And you guess what's the number two? The number two is physical inactivity and poor nutrition. And that's what we're going to talk about today, right? So if you look at the other side, the oxidant, if you don't want oxidant, what should you do? You don't breathe. Is that possible? It is impossible. We have to breathe. We have to inhale oxygen to keep us alive. Oxygen is what we are alive, right? Why we are alive. So we have to inhale oxygen all the time. So we cannot stop making oxidant. But we can live with oxidant. We can live with it well. That brings us to exercise. Okay, so there are a bunch of research. We have a very solid evidence that shows that if the oxidant is produced by exercise, so when we exercise, we use more oxygen, makes more oxidant, right? So in theory, if you just think about it, you would think that exercise makes more oxidant. It is bad, right? But in reality, you see people who exercise live longer, live healthier. So why is that? So the research actually found that if the oxidant is produced by exercise, first, it increases this what we call angiogenesis. So angiogenesis is the increase or biosynthesis of more blood cells, more blood vessels to your cells. Okay, so you can deliver more blood to your cells, and you know that will improve your function of the cells and also give you more energy, right? The second is that it increases your mitochondria. So if you have more mitochondria, you can burn more fat, so you can keep yourself lean, and also it gives you more energy because mitochondria is where we produce energy in our body, right? And the third one is to make your muscle grow bigger and stronger. So if you have bigger and stronger muscle, you are less likely to get injured and you are healthier, right? And also if you have more muscle, it uses more energy when you are not doing anything, like you are watching TV, your muscles still need to stay alive. So it's going to use energy. So you can eat a little bit more for dinner, right? So that's a good thing. So increase your resting metabolic rate. So those are all good things. Now you see, and those oxidants, they are doing good things for you now. So, but after they do good things, what do? They may still go to damage your DNA, right? So what happened is that when we do exercise, we are also training our body to clear the oxidants more efficiently. So after those oxidants do all those good things, they are going to go away soon because our body can get them away faster. Okay, so you see, exercise can slow down the damage of DNA, or even it can stop the damage of DNA and make those oxidants do good things for you. That's amazing. That's like a miracle, right? All right, so let's look at the second reason, shortening of telomeres. So in our body, we have this chromosome. So chromosomes are where we put our DNA inside our cell, and it's actually the genes that we see, right? We have been talking about genes. So genes is actually chromosome. So in the chromosomes, if you look at the top of them, we have the telomere. So telomeres are the cap on the chromosome, and it does a lot of things. And one of the important function of the telomere is to protect the chromosome. So it protects our gene. All right. So when every time chromosome replicate, it will become shorter. The telomere will become shorter and shorter. So with aging, our telomere becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. And when it is too short, the chromosome will be damaged, and eventually your cells stop to replicate, and eventually you die. All right. So exercise actually can fix this problem by stopping or slow down the shortening of telomere. So it can help protect the chromosome. So it's like a protectional function. When you do exercise, it makes you live longer, makes your body's ability to replicate stay longer, so you can live longer. Okay. All right. So let's look at the third reason. It's the decline of mitochondria. All right. So mitochondria, I just mentioned it. It's where in our body, in our cells, where we produce energy. And it does oxidation. So it oxidizes fat, oxidizes protein, oxidizes carbohydrates to make energy, right? So if your mitochondria become less and less with aging, right? It produces energy and it becomes less and less with aging. What's going to happen is that this cell does not have energy to maintain healthy, right? And eventually the cell will die. And when your cell die, more and more, eventually you die, right? So that's the problem. And also, it will not be that serious, like you die, but your body's function will be less and less and worse. So you guess what? Exercise, right? Exercise can also prevent the decrease of mitochondria. And also what's even better is that exercise increase the amount of mitochondria inside your cell. Okay, so what it means is that if you exercise, no matter how old you are, or no matter you are women or men or different kind of genders, exercise increase mitochondria inside your cell. Okay, so you have more energy to use, you feel more energetic, and you can achieve a lot of more things. Okay, so it works on people who are sedentary, or it works on people who are active. So no matter who you are, exercise helps maintain mitochondrial level and increase mitochondrial level. Let's look at the last reason why we're aging. It is because we decrease stem cells inside our body. Okay, so stem cells are those cells that can diffuse to tissues and become different kind of tissue. And I use the muscle cells for an example, but stem cells are everywhere. It does a lot of things. It makes a lot of different tissues in our body. But muscle is one of the tissue that require a lot of stem cells. Just think about if you lift something heavy, then you tear your muscle and you need to repair it. You need to make new muscle mass, right? So stem cells are abundant inside our body, but it's going to decrease with aging. When we get older, our stem cells become less and less, so our body lost its function to repair the tissue. So that's why you see when we get older people, usually when they get injured or they have a cut on their body, it needs more time for them to recover, right? So again, what should we do with it? Exercise again, right? So exercise can help your body to maintain the amount of stem cells inside your body. So if you have the habit to do exercise regularly, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, or even every day, that's the best, right? If you exercise every day, then you can maintain as many stem cells in your body as possible, so you can maintain your body function to repair tissue and prevent aging or have healthier aging. Okay, so there are a lot more, right? So we know exercise slow down your body's ability, slow down. So when you get older, our body's ability to do exercise or to do physical activity will decrease. But if you keep doing exercise, you do it irregularly, you can prevent that. Okay, it makes your body be able to maintain its function for physical activity, and it also help with your body composition. So when we get older, our muscle cells, our muscle tissue decrease. So we call that atrophy, and our fat tissue increase. So we have less and less muscle and more fat. That is not good for everybody, right? So when you do exercise, when you do regular exercise, you improve or increase your muscle mass, decrease your fat mass. So you can maintain your body composition in a very good condition. So you don't have some diseases that is related to too much body fat, right? Also, it improve your brain function. So your psychological function, your cognitive function will be better. Okay, so there are very, very strong evidence that exercise makes our brain better or function better, and also maintain its function when we get older. And it can help managing the chronic disease, right? So you are less likely to develop chronic disease, or even you have chronic disease. We know that exercise, regular exercise can slow it down or even treat chronic disease. Also reduce the risk of physical disability. So you get stronger, you are stronger, right? And you have less likely to fall or to get injured than you will have a healthy lifestyle, right? Also increase your longevity. It makes you live longer. Okay, so then let's talk about exercise and food consumption, right? So remember I said the number two, the preventable cause of death is physical inactivity and poor nutrition. They are together on the number two, right? So now that we need to talk about nutrition, right? So remember I say my father can eat anything he likes, right? Because one thing he does is he regularly do exercise. He walk in the park every single day. So that is just walk for. He told me he liked to walk for an hour, and walk is so easy, right? So when you do exercise, our body burn energy, right? That's what we know. And what you might be surprised is that after exercise, your body will continue to burn energy. And it is depending on your intensity. So the higher the intensity you do for the exercise, the more we call that afterburn, right? You have after the exercise. Okay, so why do we need more energy after exercise? First, to repair tissue, right? And sometimes you need to grow tissue. Like if you need to make new muscle mass, you need to grow the tissue, right? And also you need to replenish like glycogen and some nutrients inside your body and make other hormones, all those things. They all require energy. So your body actually need to use energy, need to keep using energy after you exercise. So just think about this. After you exercise, when you eat, what will happen to those food? They are going to be used to supply those energy that you need to repair your body, right? So the food that you eat right after exercise will be used to make muscle, make glycogen, make good things for you. So they are not going to be stored as body fat. So you don't need to worry about it. So that's why my father eats whatever he likes. I just told him, you can eat whatever you like, but just make sure you eat balanced food. You need protein, you need carbohydrates, you need fat, and eat a lot of vegetable and fruit, and drink enough water. That's all. That's the thing I told him. He doesn't need to cut fat. He doesn't need to cut carbohydrates because he knows when to eat. So if he is craving of maybe a pizza or maybe a cake, right? Usually you would think that it's pretty guilty to eat those, but my father never need to worry about it if he eat it after the exercise, and he makes sure that he doesn't overeat, and also he consume enough vegetable and enough fruit and water, then he's fine, right? And it shows that he's fine. He's totally healthy. He's 70 years old and he doesn't have high blood pressure. He doesn't have anything, and he's still working. He's retired, but he's insurance agent, so he can still keep working because he doesn't want to be bored, right? So he's still working for fun. So that's good, right? So exercise itself and can help you, can allow you to eat whatever you like as long as you don't overeat and eat balance. Okay. So these are the research that we know that exercise, resistant exercise specifically, and cholesterol. So that is actually my study. I saw the data and it was from me. So it's true. I know it is true, right? So resistant exercise, lifting weight and high cholesterol intake actually decrease your blood pressure. And the research, our participants for this research, they were 50 to 65 years old. So they were older people. So that helps, right? And exercise and saturated fatty acid, that we know that they are correlated to some cardiovascular disease. If you combine them together, it gives you healthier heart. So that's amazing. Now exercise becomes something that makes everything good, right? Everything bad, when you do exercise, they are doing good things for you. One of the examples is what we just talked about, the the oxidants, right? Those oxidants, they are doing good things for you if you do exercise. So the conclusion is exercise can delay your aging, and also exercise promotes healthy aging. What's even better, right? It makes you healthier. And the last is that I think the last one is the best, right? You don't want someone to tell you you cannot eat pasta anymore. You cannot eat those delicious fried chicken anymore. It's not good. It's not. Just think about when you get older. When I get older, I don't want to sacrifice those, right? So if you do exercise, regular exercise, those things are good for you. They are fine. Even not good, but they will be fine. Okay. All right. So that's my presentation for today. Exercise equals healthy aging. Do you have any question?
Hi, Vincent. Thank you for your presentation. Susan mentioned, what is the best form of exercise? How often? What's
Okay, so based on the American College of Sport Medicine, ACSM, that's the organization that actually the most reliable and one of the biggest sport medicine exercise medicine organization. They suggest that at least 3 times a week, or you can do 150 hours per week. Okay, so I would suggest that if you're a busy person, 3 times a week, and every time you do about 50 minutes or 1 hour, that's perfect. And if you have more time, you can do it every day. The more that you do, the better. And exercise, different kind of exercise, they all give different kinds. They all give you similar benefits. Actually, if you like to lift weight, the best is that you lift weight and also you do aerobic exercise. So like my father, I suggest him to just walk in a high school that's close to our house. So he just walk every night after dinner, right? And he walked with my mom, so they can chat, they can have fun, just talk and just walk. I think that's a pretty good activity for you to do, for everybody to do. And if you like, you can run. And I would always suggest that don't forget about resistance exercise. Lift some weight, because lifting weights help you gain muscle, and also it has a lot of health beneficials that you cannot get from just doing aerobic exercise.
Vincent, do you recommend exercise with mask?
Oh yeah. So if this is the COVID-19 situation, exercising with mask, there is no evidence that shows that exercising with mask is not good. Okay. So I have been looking at some newer research on this issue, and most of the research show that mask will not impair your ability to breathe. So there's no problem with wearing mask while you are doing exercise. But when your intensity increase, of course, the mask will make you harder to breathe. So I would suggest that if that happens to you, you feel like you feel hard to breathe when you are doing higher intensity exercise, I would say decrease your intensity. For now, maybe just this year, next year, right? It's fine. Just if you run faster, you feel you are able to breathe, then slow down, then you'll be fine. So there is no evidence that shows that your blood oxygen will decrease. And actually, the evidence actually show that your blood oxygen remain the same when you wear the mask.
Vincent, Susan said this was so informative. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Mike Woodley said, don't you love running?
I'll try to run. I'm trying to find a good pair of shoes right now.
Dr. Chen, I would love to mention and disclose to the group that I have a photo of you eating spinach out of the package
Right.
while he's watching TV or movie.
Yeah. When I watch TV, I have the bag of spinach. That's usually for salad, but I don't like the salad sauce in the United States. I like the Japanese style one that doesn't have lots of flavor fat. I think it's used the some fruit for to make that. I love that, but I usually just don't use any sauce, and I eat it just like like eating potato chips while watching TV.
Deborah said, thank you. This was understandable and very valuable. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let me see if I read everything. Any other questions, comments, just in case you forgot to ask Dr. Chen? His email address at Georgian code is V in Victor, or V in Vincent, CHEN at georgian.edu. Please feel free to email him any additional questions. And also before you leave, I just wanted to thank you for participating in this session. And please do not forget to visit the exhibit hall, which is below this on the webpage. And many of the exhibitors are donors to Georgian Koto University. And I truly appreciate all of the participation. Finally, the marketing department at Georgian Koto, they really helped us make this event possible. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Vincent Chen.
Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good Thanksgiving.